Why were ties established? Why were the Islamic education schools established? You want to say? We said not everyone at once, mashallah. Yes. To protect our Muslim children. What else? To spread da'wah, to spread the authentic Islamic knowledge and creed. What else? Yes. I can't hear you. To learn about Islam, definitely. And this is one of our Thai students, also here in Philadelphia, alhamdulillah. So what else? Any other answers? Yes, Ilyas. To raise the? I didn't hear. Naam, that's correct. What are also we doing in Thais? We're preparing our children, our young ones, in order to be strong pillars of the communities and the societies we live in, because we want them to represent this association. We want them to represent the Muslims, the Asha'ira and the Maturidiyya. We want them to represent Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah and to raise the banner of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah wherever they can, right? Because the more we have people spread in the communities, the stronger we have people who are strong in different fields of work, the better our da'wah, or the more our da'wah is being spread. So that's the main reason that Thais was established, was to teach people religion. And does that stand at only the Thai students? Definitely not. Alhamdulillah, throughout the years, and when we say Thais, we don't only mean Thais here in the US. When we say Thais, it means the schools of the Association of Islamic Charitable Projects, which are international and worldwide. So when we say Thais, we mean every school that was established for this reason, to teach the authentic Islamic knowledge and authentic creed. So yes, these schools were established to teach people religion, not only students, to protect young ones, yes. But also, subhanallah, usually when we have students in school, it's a great way to open new relationships with the family, with their parents at home. And therefore, teach them religion, right? Therefore, teach them religion. So, also, we said that we were working on a lot of things in order to improve the path and improve the process and the work in our schools, alhamdulillah. So, do we have things we need to work on and improve? Definitely yes. Because as they say in education, there's always room for improvement. So, do we need to become stronger in our schools? Definitely yes. Because the stronger we are, the more students we have, the more people we're teaching religion, right? Because that's the purpose of establishing these schools. So who can tell me how many schools we have in the US? Again, not all at once. How many schools do we have in the US? Three, four, five. Yes, 5. We have 5 schools in the US. So we have the first school that was established back in 1993, which is Thais Philadelphia. We have our Thais in Davie, Florida. We have our Thais in Anaheim, California. We have our virtual school and digital school, alhamdulillah, that we have a lot of students throughout the states, and it's growing and becoming stronger, inshallah, year after year. It's been up and running for 3 years, and mashallah, we have up to grade 11 now. So inshallah ta'ala, by next year we'll be offering, we have a school in the US that offers from grade 1 up to grade 12, which is, alhamdulillah, a huge success. And we also have our newest school, our newest edition, that last year I spoke about it, Sister Rawan Sha'ban, the principal, spoke about it, and we said that we were working on obtaining the approval in order to start in 23-24. And alhamdulillah, since then, we submitted our paperwork. We got the approval from the Department of Education in Revere, alhamdulillah, and the school has been up and running since August 23, And inshallah ta'ala, it will be adding more classes year after year, inshallah ta'ala. So, why are we presenting? I mean, all of us, I think most of us know that, yes, AICP has schools, and yes, most of the schools offer K through 8, and okay, yeah, some of them have been up and running since 30 years, but I mean, what's new to that? Or why are we presenting this to our community? Because all of us are a community, right? All of us are one organization. All of us are brothers and sisters in Islam, right? So, and why are we all here in the Dawrah? For what reason? To learn, right? To learn and teach. Because Sheikh Abdullah taught us that طريقنا علم وعمل, right? So طريقنا, our path is to what? To teach and to be taught and to work in ad-da'wah. So when we talk about or present our schools, we present it because we're not the only ones who should be presenting our schools. These schools are the schools of the Muslims. So yes, each and every one of us, each and every one of you have a role in improving our schools, in spreading the news of our schools, in talking in a nice way and what do you call it? A attractive way in order to bring more people into our schools, because our purpose is what? Is to teach people religion, right? So when we do that, or when you do that, and when you're part of that, imagine if you had the chance and opportunity to actually bring in someone into the door, someone who was new to our community, someone who wasn't taking Islamic knowledge classes, and because of you talking about our schools, and you bringing them into the door, and them having their child in our school, it was a key to actually teach the family. So imagine what reward and thawab you would have. And I definitely believe that all of us have this in our hearts, that we do want to teach other people, and we do want to spread the knowledge, right? So all of us have a role. And when we say that, we're talking in a good way, we're talking in a way that would be attractive about our schools, then that definitely means equal, that we're not talking in a way that would, how would you say, smear or defame our schools, right? Because sometimes, as we said, we're not perfect, and sometimes issues happen, right? And sometimes if I have an issue and I have a problem that occurred, at the end of the day, all of us are human beings, right? And we accept advice. And as we said, we want to improve, inshallah ta'ala. Does that mean that we're not good enough? No, we are good, alhamdulillah, but we want to do more. So that means that if I have an issue or if I have a problem, we're not talking to it with each other as a community and spreading whatever happened with me, you know, instead of going to the source, which is usually the school administration. And I mean, if the school administration didn't solve the issue or didn't resolve, there's other people that we can talk to in the chain of administration in AICP. But believe me, and this has happened times after times, if I have an issue and someone else doesn't have an issue, usually me mentioning my issue to the other person affects them. And you might think that, oh, well, I'm talking behind closed doors, right? But usually these types of talking and issues spread. And you find out that other people or new people actually know these things. And if they bring their children to our schools, they already bring them with, as you say, a heavy heart. Bottom line, brothers and sisters, all of us have a role. All of us have a role in ad-da'wah. Some of us work in schools, some of us work with scouts, some of us teach Islamic knowledge lessons, some of us work with the youth. So all of us have the same intention in our hearts, that we want to strengthen our da'wah, and schools are a very strategic and important way to spread our da'wah. So let's all be part of this, insha'Allah ta'ala. Can we move on? I see myself on the screen. Okay, next please. Next also, please. So, we said that we are working on improving things in our schools, and we're working on adding additions to our schools. And alhamdulillah, since last year, we have an extra 25% of student enrollment in our schools. So what does that mean? Who can tell me what does an extra 25% mean in our terms? What does it mean? Who can tell me? No, it is more revenue, but that's not the goal. More kids? Yeah, doing what? Learning religion. So when we say that we have an extra 25%, it means that we have more people than last year by 25% who are learning religion. And that's a success, alhamdulillah. Because isn't that the goal? So inshallah, hopefully by next year, either me or someone else will be presenting and telling you that we have an extra 25% or 50% or even 100% inshallah ta'ala with the effort of everyone. Barakallahu feekum. Next please. So we also said that we started with our Ties Revere campus this year. Alhamdulillah, it's up and running. We started with 3 grades, K through 2. Alhamdulillah, the school culture is wonderful. More than half of the people who enrolled their children in that school are new members to the community. So alhamdulillah, we have school events, we have parent engagement activities, we have a monthly lesson that the parents are attending. Sheikh Akif is giving them, alhamdulillah, our Quran, Arabic, Islamic department is, mashallah, doing wonderful. And just so I tell you, we know that Sheikh Abdullah directed the schools worldwide to start teaching the young ones what? Who knows? It's an Islamic knowledge, but what in particular? Aqidat ibn Asakir, the creed of Ibn Asakir, right? So back in Lebanon, school starts at the age of 3. So students who actually start at the age of 3, they start learning Aqidat ibn Asakir. Here, school age starts at 5 in kindergarten, right? So alhamdulillah, yani imagine what a success. Our first and second graders in Ties Revere have memorized Aqidat ibn Asakir from September till now. That's huge, alhamdulillah. Imagine that those students, if they weren't in this school, probably they wouldn't have memorized that. And that's alone is a success. As the Mufti Sheikh Mustafa Naja once said, لو لم يكن في المدارس الإسلامية من الكمال إلا المحافظة على سلامة الاعتقاد والدين لكفى. If there wasn't enough, perfection for the Islamic schools, only that they preserve and protect the aqidah, the creed of the young ones and the students in those schools, that would be suffice, that would be enough. And alhamdulillah, our schools do that. So yes, alhamdulillah, a lot is going on. We plan on opening and increasing a new class next year, or more than one class. So maybe 3rd grade, maybe 4th grade. That all depends on what? If we have more students and more staff, definitely. So, I mean, the operation of a school is huge. And it takes a lot of people. As they say, it takes a what? A village, exactly. So when we say that we need more people to support the operation in the school, because that's the reality of the situation. So yes, we want to add more students, but what does that take? And this is not only to the people who live in Massachusetts and Boston and Revere and the close areas. What does that take? Money? Yeah, definitely. What else? Space? Alhamdulillah, we're growing. And we might have a new addition to the school. But what can you, as a member of this community, as a member of this organization, how can you support the school? If you live in the area close, what can you do? You can volunteer or actually become a staff member, right? Because we just said that we need more staff. What else can you do if you're not there? Or let's stay with the people that are there. What should you do? You should go out, right? And tell people about the school. And talk to the people you know. Talk to everyone. If they have children or they don't. Because that person might tell someone else who has a child. And might be interested to bring their child to our school. Type, for the people who are outside of Massachusetts, how can we help? What can we do? Advertise, right? And nowadays, I mean, it's easy, right? Social media is there. So if only the people in this room, not anyone else, they went to the Facebook page of Thais Revere and they liked it and they shared the posts that are, right? Usually, I think with the people here and the ones we are sharing with, will reach a huge number, right, of people. طيب. What else can we do? Maybe once upon a time, I had a friend or I knew someone from Massachusetts, right? And I know that now they have children. So it's as simple as talking to that person. You know, well, we have a new Islamic school in Revere, Massachusetts, and mashallah, it's doing great. You can go check on social media what they're doing. They have a lot of things going on. It's wonderful. Put the word out. So yes, as I said, each and every one of us has a role in that, inshallah ta'ala. Next, please. So, also, on the horizon, I know that we presented this last year, and this is our new building that we're working on preparing in Thais, Florida, in Davie. And it's on the current land of the school, of the actual school. But just to tell you, نحن alhamdulillah, we're working on the permits, the licensing, the paperwork, and this is a progress. But I mean, these kind of things, they take time. But also when the school is up and the building is ready, probably we will be able to add, I mean, 3 times or 4 times the number of the actual students we have now. So, but to do that, we also need to spread the word, and we also need to offer help and assistance. So, yes, be part of this success. Next, please. Also, as Hajj Riyadh had mentioned, we're aiming to purchase a building, possibly in California, because also we've reached a limit of student enrollment, because most of the classes, I mean, have a tight space and we can't accommodate more students. So also having a building such would add at least 3 to 4 times of the current number of students. So regarding this, even with the schools we have now, if it's this in Thais, California or Thais, Florida, it doesn't mean that we're going to wait until we have something new to start telling people to bring their children to our school. So we should be doing that now. Actually, the other day, I think it was Sister Mukhlisa, she was telling me about a family. Where's Sister Mukhlisa? Raise your hand, please. She was telling me about a family they were former Thais, Philadelphia students, and they were out for a couple of years, so they were interested in coming back. So, do you remember what I told you? What did I say? I said right now. I'm not waiting till next year. If they can come now, let's accommodate that. Let's bring them in now, even if it's mid-year. Because the sooner, the better. Because the goal is to what? To teach religion, inshallah ta'ala. We're working, alhamdulillah, on improving a lot of things in our schools, on professional development, Islamic knowledge, Islamic manners, academic planning and curriculum, strengthening our curriculum, communication. Inshallah ta'ala, it will become better and better with time. Next, please. And also being planned, I spoke with Hajj Ibrahim, and we're, mashallah, he's pushing, inshallah, for a school, and hopefully we can assist with that. Also, as Hajj Riyadh mentioned in Dayton, inshallah, there are serious plans in opening a new school. And we said that we have 5 current schools, right? Who can tell me where we want to add more schools or where we want to establish more schools? Does anyone have an idea? Everywhere, definitely. Wherever we can serve, whatever community we can be in. Because again, the purpose is what? Spreading the what? The knowledge. And the schools are extremely important to help in spreading that knowledge, inshallah ta'ala. Next, please. So, also some updates, and here I'm going to, I know I've been talking a lot now, so I'm going to give you a break, and then it'll be back. I'll be back. So, alhamdulillah, with our digital school that's been running for 3 years, alhamdulillah, we have exciting news regarding our accreditation pathway. Some of the things that we've been working on and improving this year, alhamdulillah. Also on that front, regarding our TIES, Early Childhood Center, TIES Thoughts here in Philadelphia, alhamdulillah, we also achieved our 3rd star. And this is something that Sister Manal will also be explaining. What does that mean to achieve a 3rd star? And inshallah, regarding our TIES Philadelphia classroom expansion, I know most of you know how the basement downstairs was, right? And you know what the new basement looks like, the new dining hall, because we added there 4 classrooms in order to get more students, inshallah ta'ala. So things are getting bigger, so be on board. So I'm going to hand the microphone on to Sister Manal. She's going to be talking to us about Digitize and TIES Thought. Barakallahu feekum.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It's very nerve-wracking standing in front of everybody, so patience, please. Barakallahu feekum. Okay, so we're going to start first talking about our early childhood program, TIES Tots. Alhamdulillah, last year I stood in front of you and I told you a story about a tiny little school in a big bad city, and told you about our very hardworking team and the goals that we were trying to achieve. As Brother Bilal said, yes, alhamdulillah, we were able to achieve our 3rd star. That's out of 4 stars, alhamdulillah, in this area. What does it mean for those of you that are not familiar with the Pennsylvania Keystone Stars program? It's basically a stamp of quality. It's the state saying that our school is a high quality program. Any family that wants to look online for a high quality early childhood program, our name shows up. And we're one of the few Islamic ones in the area that actually have achieved this level. Not only that, but this qualifies us for being able to accept students into preschool for free, because now the city and the state will sponsor those families to send their students to us for free. Not only that, a few weeks ago, they gave us a call and they were asking, how many more seats can you take? How many more classrooms can you open up? Because there is such a high demand for an Islamic high quality program, and your reputation, your name, your school is out there. We're getting complaints that families are applying to your school and you're not able to take them. How many more classrooms can you open up? By a show of hands, who lives in this area? Philadelphia, Camden, Newark, a driving distance to our musalla. How many of you know someone who lives in this area or a driving distance to this musalla? We need your help in getting the message out. Not only do we have an issue of space, which we're working on, alhamdulillah. This whole last 6 months, we've been doing major construction in this building to open new classrooms, open space, so that we can actually be able to take in all of these people that are trying to come into our school. But where we're struggling is with teachers, caregivers, part-time or full-time. We need your help in getting the word out. We need people to come in and help us. Believe me, there are people sitting in this audience right now that are angry with me because they want to put their children in our childhood program, and I don't have space for them, and I don't have a teacher to open another class. And those that are sitting here are nodding their heads because they know. They're angry with me because I can't take them in. We need teachers. Even if you can't do full-time, come help us after school. Come give us 2 hours. Give us half a day. Give us 2 days a week so that we can actually accommodate these people to come in. Alhamdulillah. So I wanted to share that. with you guys about our TIES TOTS program, alhamdulillah. Now on to digitize. All right, by show of hands, I need to see, please, in this audience, by show of hands, who amongst you here actually works? Part-time or full-time? Okay. How many of you, if you're not working, you're in college? Okay, alhamdulillah. All right. How many of those that raise their hands actually live in the Midwest? Nobody? One? Two? How many of you live on the West Coast? I thought we had a lot more California people here and Washington State people here. Okay, West Coast, yeah. Where are the West Coast people? Okay. Alhamdulillah. Okay, okay. Type. For the people that live on the West Coast, around what time does your work or your college start? What time does your day, your professional day or your university day start? Yeah, but what time? 8, 9. Do you know what time that is here in Philadelphia, 8 or 9 o'clock? 11 or 12 o'clock? Do you know what that means? That means you guys can help us online, virtually. If you get up at 7 in the morning and give us an hour in the morning, you can help us with our online school, with Digitize. Were you aware of that? Now they're aware, alhamdulillah. Okay, Digitize. Let me give you the update for Digitize. Last year, we stood up and we shared with you that we were attempting to go forward with accreditation. Digitize is our virtual school. We offer from 1st grade all the way up to 11th grade this year. Next year, we're going to be offering 12th grade, inshallah. We're looking forward to graduating our first class high school diploma accredited from the Islamic education schools in the US. That's our goal for next year, inshallah. This year, we worked very hard. We submitted all of the application paperwork. We submitted all of our documentation to the accreditation agency. They joined us virtually. They interviewed our parents. They interviewed our students. They looked at our curriculum. They joined our classes and monitored our classes. And now we're waiting for their decision in the next month and a half or so if they will grant us accreditation or not. So we need everybody, please, whenever you think about our schools, please make dua that we achieve this. If we're able to achieve this, inshallah, our hope is that this opens the door for us to be able to get the rest of our schools accredited as well. So it's a big goal. We need everybody's help to make dua that we actually get this done, inshallah. Last question before I go. I know not everyone is cut out to be a teacher. I get that. I understand that. Teaching is not easy. It's not the choice that I made when I wanted to go to college. But when I asked Sheikh Hussam, before I was going my first year of college, what should I study? He said, go into education. It's not my passion. It's not what I would have chosen for myself. And I get that. I understand. But by a show of hands, who here works, let's say, computer science, software, cybersecurity, all that, technical stuff? Just 1, 2, 3? I thought we had more. Okay, all right. But how many actually own their own business? Run their own business, a store, a childhood center, whatever. Okay. How many people work, let's say, in the food industry? How about the medical industry? Nurse, doctor, physical therapist, physician's assistant. How many people work in some kind of nonprofit? Okay. I see a lot of potential teachers here for Digitize. Honestly. One of the requirements that we have to do is we have to offer our students courses in career and tech, which means we have to offer students a 1-semester course. 1 semester. Twice a week, 1 semester, 15 weeks, a course on nursing, a course on computer science, a course on physical therapy, a course on cooking, a course on car mechanic things. All of you have the potential to give to our schools. All of you do. And you don't have to be tied to an area that is close to a TIES brick and mortar campus. All of you have the potential to come in, give us once a week or twice a week, get up at 7 in the morning, and give us that one semester course in your profession so that we can meet this high school diploma graduation requirement for the kids. Everyone has the potential to give. Do I have any questions about either program? How do you contact us? That's an excellent question. Brother Bilal and I will, inshallah, what should we do? We'll put our email addresses up and our phone numbers. Inshallah, we'll get you our email address and our phone numbers. We'll post them up so that you guys can contact us, inshallah. Yes? Absolutely, all of our schools, and in Digitize as well. And thank you for asking that question. All of our schools provide Islamic studies, Quran, and Arabic. And you would be surprised how many people, how many teachers actually are scared of teaching Islamic studies, especially in English, to students. It's actually kind of shocking. There's always a need. Teaching Islamic studies to elementary school, middle school, high school, we're teaching from the Thais books and Thais history books. We're teaching al-Mukhtasar. We're teaching Matn al-Sirat, things that all of us should be firm in and comfortable teaching. We teach Quran. Our students are learning not only just Juz' Amma, they're learning many different ajza' bil Quran. And inshallah, at the end of this presentation, we're going to give you a little sample of some of our Thais kids who actually are memorizing different parts of Al-Quran. And Arabic as well. So if you have a strength in there or you have availability or time to help us teach those subjects, reach out to us, please. We need it. Any other questions? Yes. Excellent question. We could do it either way. I have prepared material for pretty much any profession. And it's already aligned to state standards. I just need the teacher who actually knows the material to actually be able to teach it. So we can go down that path. Or if you're more comfortable preparing your own material, we can go down that path as well. Either way. Okay? Anything else? Anything from the sisters? Yes, Sophie? What's a diploma? Very good question. I'll answer you privately, inshallah. Barakallahu fikum.
Now our Thais Philadelphia principal will be joining us, Sister Mukhlisa.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mukhlisa. I'm the principal of Thais Philadelphia. So wonderful to see so many people still sitting here. I don't like to be as verbose, so inshallah my presentation will be shorter, but I do want to go over some important points, many of which were already touched upon, so I'm not going to spend as much time as others might. Because they have a lot more to add than I do, subhanAllah. As was mentioned before, Thais has been working very hard over the past couple of years to grow in more than one way. So as Brother Bilal did mention, you're seeing our physical growth. You saw the dining hall that we had before where we used to sit down there with our overflow crowd, have our Ramadan meals down there, etc. That has now been turned into classrooms. And by having this physical change in our building, it has given us the opportunity to welcome in more students. SubhanAllah, we had the, one might say, good problem of having a waiting list that we simply could not satisfy this year, leaving 10 students waiting to get into our kindergarten class and almost as many waiting to get into our first grade class. And we were unable to service them. Why? Because we didn't have the space, and as Sister Manal has said multiple times, we didn't have the teachers. So we started to work on one thing at a time. And the first thing was to improve our building and expand our classrooms. So now we are in a position next year, inshallah, to offer multiple classes for some of our lower grades. And then that will enable us to go ahead and to bring in more students and serve more students. The students that we are serving are not just students from our immediate area. With all of the things that you see and you hear happening around the world, we have many families who have been forced to leave their homes and come to our area. They come to Philadelphia because AICP is here and they have a school here. They have gone to other places. They have put their children in other places and they ran. They recognize, especially in this country, that what is strange seems to be normal here. They recognize that in this country, the difference between what is a boy, what is a girl, what is good, what is bad, what is acceptable, what is unacceptable, does not align with their value system, does not align with our values as Muslims. And so that has increased some of the children that we have and some of the challenges that we have. When children are coming from different places, such as Uzbekistan, such as Afghanistan, such as Ukraine, such as Lebanon, we have language issues. We have a myriad of cultural issues that we have to deal with. And the more people that we have, the variety of teachers that we have coming in to help us, the easier it is for us to help them acclimate, not to the American way, but just to a different system, and helps us to actually meet all of their needs. And by building the classrooms down there, we are improving our school in many ways. Wider spaces. Anybody who went to TIES back in the 90s, back in the 2000s, when the boiler and the heater was constantly going down, having to take your classes in gloves and scarves and huddle close together because it's so cold. When we had those kinds of problems where, what's that burning smell? We're not sure what it is. To be able to take the time and use the generous donations of our community to improve our building for the health, safety, and well-being of our students. It's been a long time goal, and we are so happy to finally see it come through to fruition. In addition to that, as Manal mentioned, the demand for space in the daycare center has also forced them to snatch one of my classrooms so that we can go ahead and take in more children, again, who need our love and our nurturing, our caring, and our educating. SubhanAllah, I find it so fascinating that we have had to close down our daycare more than one summer. And there were people who participated in the Philly free pre-K program where they could go someplace else and not pay a cent for their children to go. And they all ran back as soon as they could get their children through the door, even if it meant that they had to pay out of pocket because of the scary things that they and their children see when they leave our doors. So mashallah, we're very, very proud of that reputation. As far as our growth goes, we're also growing as far as our curriculum goes. We are constantly researching more curriculum, whether it's the math, the English, the Arabic, the science, so that we can increase the proficiency of our children in all subjects. In this area, I can't speak for every area, but the thought is that Islamic schools are less than. You get Quran, you get Arabic, you get some Islamic studies, but academically, the thought is that it's less than. Our goal is always to be more than. So what is it that we're doing to try to increase things for our children academically? Not only are we constantly combing through curriculum to be able to improve, to offer more challenges, but in addition to that, we've been offering after-school tutoring. If you're not making the grade, you're staying with us. We're going to work with you until you actually get there. Help after school with Quran, help after school with Arabic. We've offered additional clubs such as our percussion club, such as our speech club, where we've had members of our community come in, volunteer their times, and help to build relationships, not just with our students, but also with our parents. We want to spread the knowledge. How do we do that if we don't establish the relationship with the children as well as their parents? And every time those parents come through, it feels like family. They want to stop in and tell us their issues. They want to stop in and get advice. They want to see how things are going. They want to bring us their new babies. They want to ask what's going on with us. Every parent who comes through the door and every student, old and new, should be able to feel like when they come through our doors, they're coming back home. And that's something that we are particularly proud of. And also to remember that we are moving forward, but we always have an eye looking back. We always have an eye that's looking back to our foundation, our original goal, our original vision, our original mission. We are here not to get rich. We are here not to say, I have 150 students, aren't we great? We are here to spread the creed of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. That is our primary goal. But that is not something that any of us can do alone. We need the assistance of everyone who is around us. Whether you can spare an hour, whether you can spare days, I want to ask you to give from your time, but I want to ask from you, because I'm a little tougher, give me quality, give me consistency. I love it when you guys have great intention. Back that up with quality, back that up with consistency, and watch us grow. So inshallah, if you have that time, if you have that desire, and many of you do, whether you think you do or you don't, then please reach out to Sister Manal and Brother Bilal and make them aware, because this is something that we need to continue to grow for everyone who is asking to be a part of our school and to be a part of our organization. Remember, because it's a recent phenomenon. I had a conversation with somebody that left me in a bad headset. Their space was, you know, I don't like A, B, and C. So my result is I'm going to go send my kids overseas. And my response to them was, good for you. What about everyone else? When did the mission stop? When did the goal change? You told me you and yours are safe, but what about all of the other ones that are around us and everyone that they will influence? For me, that was a fail, because you forgot what our primary goal, vision, and mission was. So I'm hoping that everyone will remember and step up and be a part of this solution. Barakallahu feekum.
Next, Farid, please. Okay, as we mentioned before, لو لم يكن في هذه المدارس الإسلامية من الكمال إلا المحافظة على الدين وسلامة الاعتقاد لكفى. So had there not been any perfection in these schools except preserving one's religion and belief, that would suffice. And the Prophet ﷺ said, كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته. Surely every one of you is a guardian and is responsible for his charges. Next, please. Can we play it, Farid, please?
We copy, we follow, we try to We copy. We copy. We copy. We follow. We try to imitate the Prophet in his good manners and his sunan and what have you. May Allah bless you for choosing to take care of your children and to bring them to such schools. Inshallah, we have plans to open schools almost in every state we can reach and to raise the standards. And for that, it requires on our part more muscles and more genuine people who are willing to put the work and probably to stop the outflow of our cadres and our strong people and to remain in the battle because we need a lot of muscles. Barakallahu feekum.
Next, please. So as we said before, we invite you to come serve the Muslims, the Muslim communities with us. Yes, each and every one of you is serving in their own way. As we said, you're working on spreading the da'wah, but also be part of this honorable mission, be part of a lasting effort, the Islamic education schools. Next, please. As Sheikh Abdullah radiallahu anhu said, إخواننا يبنون المدارس. So we as a community are the ones who established and built these schools. Next, please. And as the scholar said, the human is like an empty container. He is born from his mother's womb, not knowing anything. After some time, he begins to understand the spoken word. So if goodness is poured in him, he accepts it. And if evil is poured in him, he accepts it. If he was taught goodness, he learns it. And if he was taught misguidance, he learns it. And we want to teach our young ones the goodness. Next, please. Next. So now I'm going to be showing some clips of some of the activities and events that happened, short clips, inshallah ta'ala. If you may play.
هناك أقصد شباك تذر هناك أقصد شباك الرسول لكي أستغفر الله لكي أستغفر الله حيث الذنب يغتفر صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم صلى الله على محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم لي وجد لا يدري إلا من يبحر فيه لي وجد لا يا أحمد يا حب القلب، يا من هديك نور الدرب. يا أحمد يا حب القلب، يا من هديك نور الدرب. ناديتك والقلب كثير، تثقلني أحمال الذنب. مولانا يا مولانا، حبيب الله مولانا. ضاق الحال يا مولانا، والشدة أعيتنا الآن. ضاق الحال يا مولانا، والشدة أعيتنا الآن. يا مولانا يا مولانا، فإليكم تشتاق قلوب، يملأها ألم وكروب. يا أحمد يا حب القلب.
تبتدي مدارس الجمعية، بسم الإله تبتدي مدارس الجمعية. صباحها ويومها، دروسها وعلمها. صباحها ويومها، تبتدي مدى.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين. أما بعد، يقول الله تعالى في القرآن الكريم: يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة. وجاء في الحديث المتفق عليه من طريق أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه: كل مولود يولد على الفطرة، فأبواه يهودانه أو ينصرانه أو يمجسانه. إن تربية الأولاد من أهم الأمور وأوكدها، فالولد أمانة عندكم، أمانة عند والديه، وقلبه جوهرة نفيسة خالية عن كل نقش، وهو قابل لكل ما ينقش فيه ومائل إلى كل ما يمال به إليه. وأكثر الناس اليوم لا يؤدون حقوق الأولاد. حقوق الأولاد ليس الإطعام والكسوة وتهيئة المنامة ونحو ذلك فقط، بل حق الأولاد على الآباء تعليمهم عقيدة أهل السنة والجماعة، ويتبعه الإطعام والكسوة ونحو ذلك. هذا هو الحق الأعظم للأولاد على الوالدين. الذين لا يتعلمون علم الدين ينزلقون إلى الهلاك. في الصغر لو تعلموا علم الدين سلموا من الهلاك. مدارس جمعية المشاريع الخيرية الإسلامية من المدارس الإسلامية التي تعمل وتسعى وتهدف إلى تنشئة جيل من المسلمين يعمل على طاعة الله، ليكون عضواً نافعاً ومواطناً صالحاً في المجتمع، يعمل على تغييره نحو الأحسن باستعمال المهارات والقدرات والقيم والاتجاهات التي اكتسبها في حياته المدرسية وانخراطه في كافة مراحل سلم التعليم، ليكون داعياً إلى الله تعالى وصاحب مهنة أميناً متمكناً في موقعه.
Of our presentation, I know we took a bit more of the time, but 1 hour isn't a lot for all of this effort, alhamdulillah. So we're going to have 4 students of ours from TIES Philadelphia who memorized Surah Al-Baqarah last year, alhamdulillah, in school. And they are going to be reciting, definitely not the entire surah, but they're going to be, yes, takbir. So they're going to be reciting 1 page, and Aya is going to be reciting a page from Surah Ali Imran, because they are also memorizing Surah Ali Imran this year. And Yasin, I'm sorry, she told me Yasin, but it stayed in my mind. So we have Hashim, he's going to start. Tfaddal, Hashim. So let's all listen, and we know that they might be a little nervous, but that's okay, right? Clap.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولا تقولوا لمن يقتل في سبيل الله أموات بل أحياء ولكن لا تشعرون. ولنبلونكم بشيء من الخوف والجوع ونقص من الأموال والأنفس والثمرات وبشر الصابرين الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. أولئك عليهم صلوات من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المهتدون. إن الصفا والمروة من شعائر الله فمن حج البيت أو اعتمر فلا جناح عليه أن يطوف بهما ومن تطوع خيرا فإن الله شاكر عليم. إن الذين يكتمون ما أنزلنا من البينات والهدى من بعد ما بيناه للناس في الكتاب أولئك يلعنهم الله ويلعنهم اللاعنون إلا الذين تابوا وأصلحوا وبينوا فأولئك أتوب عليهم وأنا التواب الرحيم. إن الذين كفروا وماتوا وهم كفار أولئك عليهم لعنة الله والملائكة والناس أجمعين خالدين فيها لا يخفف عنهم العذاب ولا هم ينظرون وإلهكم إله واحد لا إله إلا هو الرحمن الرحيم.
تفضل عدنان. This is Adnan in 5th grade. So last year he was in 4th grade when he memorized.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن في خلق السماوات والأرض واختلاف الليل والنهار والفلك التي تجري في البحر بما ينفع الناس وما أنزل الله من السماء من ماء فأحيا به الأرض بعد موتها وبث فيها من كل دابة وتصريف الرياح والسحاب المسخر بين السماء والأرض لآيات لقوم يعقلون. ومن الناس من يتخذ من دون الله أندادا يحبونهم كحب الله والذين آمنوا أشد حبا لله ولو يرى الذين ظلموا إذ يرون العذاب أن القوة لله جميعا وأن الله شديد العذاب إذ تبرأ الذين اتبعوا من الذين اتبعوا ورأوا العذاب وتقطعت بهم الأسباب وقال الذين اتبعوا لو أن لنا كرة فنتبرأ منهم كما تبرأوا منا كذلك يريهم الله أعمالهم حسرات عليهم وما هم بخارجين من النار. يا أيها الناس كلوا مما في الأرض حلالا طيبا ولا تتبعوا خطوات الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين. إنما يأمركم بالسوء والفحشاء وأن تقولوا على الله ما لا تعلمون.
And this is Taha. He's in 6th grade.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذا قيل لهم اتبعوا ما أنزل الله قالوا بل نتبع ما ألفينا عليه آباءنا أولو كان آباؤهم لا يعقلون شيئا أولو كان آباؤهم لا يعقلون شيئا ولا يهتدون. ومثل الذين كفروا كمثل الذي ينعق بما لا يسمع إلا دعاء ونداء صم بكم عمي فهم لا يعقلون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كلوا من طيبات ما رزقناكم واشكروا لله إن كنتم إياه تعبدون. إنما حرم عليكم الميتة والدم ولحم الخنزير وما أهل به لغير الله فمن اضطر غير باغ ولا عاد فلا إثم عليه إن الله غفور رحيم. إن الذين يكتمون ما أنزل الله من الكتاب ويشترون به ثمنا قليلا أولئك ما يأكلون في بطونهم إلا النار ولا يكلمهم الله يوم القيامة ولا يزكيهم ولهم عذاب أليم. أولئك الذين اشتروا الضلالة بالهدى والعذاب بالمغفرة فما أصبرهم على النار ذلك بأن الله نزل الكتاب بالحق وإن الذين اختلفوا في الكتاب لفي شقاق بعيد.
بارك الله فيك يا طه. بارك الله فيك. تفضل يا آية.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون وسواء عليهم أأنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن في الغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموتى ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم 2 فكذبوهما فعززنا بثالث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب أليم قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أأتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردني الرحمن بضر لا تغن عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين.
Barakallahu feekum everyone, and I hope you enjoyed our presentation. I hope that inshallah we'll meet next year with more enthusiastic and more success stories. Barakallahu feekum, taqabbal Allahu ta'atikum wa kulla aam wa antum bi khair.